Hey there, and welcome to part 5 of Healing CFS, Fibro, CIRS, MCAS, and more with a trauma-informed approach. The focus of this segment is Introduction to Energy Testing and Raising Vibrational Resonance. While I feel this segment is integral for everybody, I feel it's especially important if you're dealing with chronic health challenges, you've tried many things to get well, including running numerous expensive functional lab tests, making diet and lifestyle changes, and implementing countless supplement protocols and other biochemical-based interventions, yet you're still stuck. Something is missing. And/or you're a health and wellness practitioner seeking to improve client outcomes and take your practice to the next level and beyond. You've realized that resolving chronic health issues and the resulting life stress definitely goes beyond the biochemical realm, and that lab test results are indeed helpful and essential in many scenarios, but they can only take you so far in your investigations of what is keeping your clients or patients stuck. I'm Jennifer Ellis-Schutz, creator of the Wellness Code method, which is a trauma-informed whole person paradigm that integrates functional, mind, body, and energy medicine in tandem with dynamic transformational coaching into a cutting-edge approach for both health and life restoration and optimization. In this video, I'm going to address the following points. Number 1, how I went from a non-believer to a proponent of energy testing. Number 2, what is energy testing and how exactly does it work? Number 3, why do it and how it's a great complement to functional labs in terms of providing more precision to the wellness journey. Number 4, the key to effective energy testing. Number 5, what energy testing is not to be used for. 6, the basics of vibrational resonance. And 7, 25 guiding principles for raising vibration. So let's get to it all, shall we? Okay, so here's the deal. If you've been following me for a while, you likely know that I've been on an incredibly long and rather hellish journey to recover my health and life from the grips of chronic illness brought on by chronic Lyme and company, mold, and so much more. For the first 16 plus years of my quest for wellness, I focused solely on biochemical-based methods and interventions such as labs, elimination diets, pathogen eradication protocols, detox regimes, and more. Let's just say I was a die-hard black and white biochemical thinker and very much embraced the germ theory of disease. I believed that chronic illness was caused solely by things like infections and toxins, and the best and only way to recover from it was to address biochemical and physiological imbalances. During this time, I pretty much completely dismissed the validity of any kind of energy testing. I thought it was woo-woo rubbish. It was not until I hit about year 16 of my quest for wellness and had spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on biochemical-only based interventions, yet was still not well. In fact, I was sicker and very broken mentally, emotionally, and financially, did I open up to the concept of energy testing and vibration. At this point, I then began taking a deep dive into quantum physics and the biofield, where I learned that many of the answers to our health and life issues can be found within our energy body and subconscious mind. And this marked a huge shift in the trajectory of my journey. Now, don't get me wrong. All the biochemical-based interventions I just recently referenced are indeed essential, helpful, necessary. And for some people, this is all they need, but for others, they fall woefully short, as they did for me. There was much more to my story than conventional and functional labs had revealed, and that diet, lifestyle supplements, and other biochemical-based interventions as standalone interventions could possibly help me restore. In order to understand what energy testing is and to understand the body on a truly holistic level, it's first necessary to understand some basics of energy, which today, for the sake of keeping this video to a reasonable length, I'm only going to present 4 of them. Number one, at the most fundamental level, everything in the universe is made of energy, including us. In other words, subatomic particles coming together like Lego-like structures to form different atoms, such as carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and more, and vibrating at certain frequencies to form matter. Atoms are then arranged to form molecules, such as proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, which make up our biochemistry and physiology. Invisible energy is inside of us and all around us in the form of electromagnetic waves, infrared waves, thought waves, emotional waves, and more. Our unique vibration makes us who we are, heavily influences our level of resilience, our health, our life position, and is very much intertwined with our unique inner intelligence. This inner intelligence contains the recording of all of our life experiences and is all-knowing about what we need to be in a state of harmony and balance. Many answers to health issues and life challenges can be found within this energetic space if one is able to learn how to tap into it. Number two, which is a continuation of what I just explained, is that we are energetic and spiritual beings on a physical journey here on Earth. Our bodies generate an electromagnetic field known as the human biofield, which extends outside of our bodies and interacts with the biofields of others and everything else we interact with within our environments to form a collective consciousness that has its own intelligence. Number three, we have energetic highways running throughout our bodies, more commonly known as meridian systems, where energy is transferred at the speed of light between cells and organ systems. If this flow of energy is disrupted within these meridians, it will have an impact on every organ system that is linked to that meridian. And number four, the biofield, because of how rapid information is transferred within it from a quantum physics point of view, is considered the governing force over biochemistry and physiology. Because of this, everything we do to positively and negatively impact that biofield will likely have the same effect on one's biochemistry and physiology. So, what is energy testing? Energy testing is a way to tap into the body's biofield and ask strategic questions that cannot be answered from other testing methods as a way to help guide the path forward and bring more precision to decisions made. So, how exactly does energy testing work? Energy testing works by asking the body's innate intelligence strategic yes and no only questions based on scientific knowledge, and then recording the response of the body to help guide the decisions. A very common form of energy testing performed by many practitioners, especially chiropractors and naturopaths, is kinesiology or muscle testing. With this form of testing, the practitioner asks the person a question or places a remedy on them to see if their muscle, normally an arm muscle, weakens or strengthens. If the muscle weakens, then it's not something that's good for the body and vice versa. While there are several forms of energy testing ranging from using gadgets and fancy computer systems to kinesiology, otherwise known as muscle testing, as I just explained, to pendulum testing, which is the primary form that I use and prefer, and more, the key to the efficacy of energy testing doesn't really lie in the method used, but rather the skill and knowledge of the practitioner to be able to ask the right questions, which requires a great deal of understanding of science, how the body and mind work, and a client's story and their individual needs. For example, some strategic yes and no questions that I might ask during an energy testing session would be, is there hidden dysfunction in the body that we need to be made aware of that lab testing has not revealed? Is this hidden dysfunction related to a pathogen? Is it related to a toxin? Is the toxin a toxic metal? Is the toxin a chemical? Are there remedies or interventions that your body needs that we are not currently using? If yes, is this remedy a supplement? Is it something else? Is this supplement supportive of your body at this time? And so on and so on. And this is what energy testing is and how it works in a nutshell. Alrighty, so I feel I already answered the question of why to do energy testing, but I will take this time to add to it a bit further by saying this. To begin, I want to be crystal clear that I am absolutely still a fan of lab testing. I continue to use both conventional and functional lab testing in my work with clients. And so this presentation on energy testing is not at all about presenting an argument against labs. Rather, it's about presenting information in support of the notion that it's best if we all open our minds and hearts to all ways of assessing the underlying factors that serve to create chronic health and life challenges, so that we are not myopic in our approach when working with clients or ourselves, and therefore miss out on strategic healing opportunities. This said, energy testing fills the gaps where lab testing has limitations, which here are just some of the main ones. Number one, lab tests are indicators of biochemical imbalances only. They do not reveal energetic imbalances that can serve to fuel the biochemical issues. Number two, lab tests are snapshots in time only and do not reflect the dynamic, ever-changing nature of the body. The body changes daily, weekly, monthly. It is simply not feasible or affordable to test this often. Number three, lab tests can help reveal imbalances such as toxins, infections, hormone issues, and more, but they're not able to indicate what is stressing the body the most at any given point in time, nor what the body needs to be prioritized. Our subconscious mind, however, knows the order in which the body wants and needs to address things, and what is needed to best address issues that come up. Number four, not everything that shows up on a lab test causes the problems for which the lab test was run in the first place. Number five, labs are limited in terms of accessibility and affordability. I mean, a few functional labs can easily add up to over $1,000 plus. For me, this is a biggie, as we all know how expensive chronic health challenges can be, and that financial distress is most certainly a trigger that can fuel chronic cell danger response mode. In light of this, I continually seek ways to help my clients cut down on the expense involved in working with me. Energy testing is the perfect complement to lab testing for the following reasons. Number one, it gives voice to the subconscious and can reveal imbalances that are driving both health and life dysfunction that could never be revealed via biochemical testing alone. Number two, it can assess for details that labs cannot do and works forward in time. Because of this, energy testing can be used to fine-tune protocols in terms of asking the body's wisdom specifics around foods, supplements, how much, when, in combination with what, other healing modalities, and more. This allows for precision that labs cannot offer. Number three, it allows the body to speak about what it needs on an ongoing basis to support the findings of biochemical testing, and thus provide insight into how to adjust healing protocols. Number four, it's free and accessible on an ongoing basis. That's a biggie. Number five, it helps to assess and address hidden imbalances as a result of emotional trauma. Number six, it is not limited by time or space and can be done anywhere, anytime, and from a distance, even without the client being present, by using a photo and perhaps a hair sample or a saliva sample, which is something that I recently started doing in my practice. This makes it super convenient to use in between sessions when clients have specific questions that come up that would benefit from checking in with the wisdom of their body. This said, it's important for me to mention that I work 100% remotely with clients via Zoom video conferencing, and I also use energy testing during sessions while speaking to clients. But I also sometimes use a hair sample and a photo of them to be able to do energy testing in between sessions. And lastly, number seven, it's much faster than lab testing and can be used for immediate results versus waiting for lab results to be delivered, which can sometimes take up to weeks. Okay, so energy testing is meant to provide insight into the body and the inner workings of a person's energy and psyche in the present moment. and then used within the context of all information we gather on a client case in order to make the most accurate correlations that we can make. As with lab testing or any other form of inquiry that we as practitioners decide to implement in our work with clients, this information then needs to be interpreted and used responsibly to help guide the path forward within the context of everything else, as I just stated. In other words, energetic testing is a tool to be used to expand upon our work with clients rather than as an entire framework. While energy testing can be a great complement to lab testing and an amazing asset to any health practice and healing journey, it is not intended for the following reasons. Number 1, to diagnose and treat disease. Number 2, to serve as a replacement for appropriate medical intervention. Number 3, to predict the future with questions such as, will I ever get well? Will I win the lottery? Will my marriage last forever? Etc. Number 4, for making big decisions such as, should I quit my job? Should I divorce my husband or my wife? Should I get this important brain surgery that my surgeon is telling me that I need? More appropriate questions would be, is this job or career supportive of my wellness and life vision? Are there aspects of my marriage that are not serving me? Is my body ready for this surgery that my surgeon tells me that I need? Number 5, for becoming obsessive and using energetic testing to assess every minute detail about one's body and life. Number 6, when the practitioner is not in a healthy and stable mind space themselves, as their vibration and mental patterns will undoubtedly skew the outcomes. Number 7, when a client is not fully on board with the process, and their disbelief and expectations about the process will then skew the outcomes. And lastly, number 8, as a sole method for determining how to best help a client address health issues and the resulting life stress. We cannot separate energy from vibrational resonance. They are one and the same. In light of this, some of what I say in this section will be a review of what I covered in the previous sections. So in terms of vibrational resonance, it is common and of course necessary to identify and address physiological imbalances within organ systems such as infection, toxic burden, and more. But as I explained earlier, everything in the universe is made of energy, including us, and each person's energy emits its own unique vibration. And the higher the vibration, the better. Our vibration is our personal energetic signature, and it's both a product and reflection of our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual states of being. Per the law of attraction, likes attracts likes, and therefore each of our personal energetic signatures can profoundly influence the experiences, people, and situations that we attract into our lives. Furthermore, each of our energetic biofields extends out into the world around us, where it mixes with the biofields of everyone and everything else to form a social energetic network, which, as I referred to earlier, is known as the collective consciousness. And there is a bi-directional relationship between us and this collective consciousness, meaning our personal energetic signature impacts the vibration of the collective consciousness and vice versa. This said, if we are consistently in the presence of energetically draining people, situations, and/or environments, and/or we continually engage in personal patterns that no longer serve us, our vibration will inevitably go down. And when our vibration goes down, not only do we create an attractor field for more draining people and situations into our life, but we become less physically, mentally, and emotionally resilient. When this happens, we will likely succumb to low vibrational states of being, such as feeling and/or being tired, pissed off, depressed, anxious, short-tempered, highly critical, mean-spirited, highly reactive, and the list goes on. And because of resonance, it is common for us to find ourselves being pulled into situations that perpetuate all of this. whether we are conscious of it or not, and around we go. Sadly, this is common for many people. Bottom line, when we engage with lower vibrational energies, whether inside or outside of us, we invite more of it into our lives. Over time, we create deep neurological grooves within our brains and nervous systems, and patterns within our subconscious that then serve to direct our lives. The good news is that no matter where somebody is vibrationally in their life right now, there is always room for improvement and many simple things that can be implemented to raise one's vibration, which I'm going to share with you in the next and final segment of this video. Okay, so to get you started on the trajectory of raising your vibration, here are 25 guiding principles to ponder and possibly weave into your daily life as much as you can. Number 1, self-care. Make replenishing your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual energy a priority daily to some degree. Number 2, move and stretch your body in intentional and health supportive ways each day. Number 3, practice gratitude daily, no matter how small. Number 4, implement a regular journal writing practice that facilitates self-exploration, stress relief, and neural rewiring. Number 5, avoid checking email or engaging with technology within the first hour of waking up. Number 6, create a dynamic, nourishing morning routine that sets the tone and intention for the rest of the day, if only just for 10 minutes. Number 7, acknowledge your successes and personal wins each day, no matter how small. Number 8, begin a regular meditation practice. Daily is best, but even if it's just for 5 minutes a few times per week, that's a great place to start also. Number 9, be mindful of how you breathe and hold yourself. Do regular breath and body check-ins throughout the day. Number 10, avoid futile arguments. Number 11, surround yourself with positive input and people. Number 12, be mindful of the words you speak to yourself and others, and the thoughts and beliefs with which you choose to engage. Number 13, spend time in nature and ground as often as possible. 14, reduce physical and mental clutter. Number 15, be mindful of and put boundaries around your technology and social media use. 16, realize that your inner critic is not the voice of truth, or reason for that matter. Number 17, slow down and avoid multitasking. 18, shake off stress regularly throughout your day. Literally shake your body. And consider implementing TRE, which stands for trauma release exercises, into your weekly or daily routine, which you can learn more about at traumaprevention.com. 19, avoid comparing and despairing with others and stay in your own lane. Focus on yourself. 20, create and maintain healthy boundaries with others. 21, realize that other people's behavior is their karma and responsibility, and how you choose to respond to them is yours. 22, when you're triggered, take 10 deep breaths before responding, and if super triggered, take 100. Number 23, treat others with kindness and respect, even if they do not do the same for you. 24, don't take yourself or life too seriously. Incorporate some level of humor and laughter into each day. And lastly, number 25, stay open and curious at all times, and realize that the surest way to not learn something is to assume you already know it. And so that's a wrap for this segment of Healing CFS, Fibro, CIRS, MCAS, and more with a trauma-informed approach. Stay tuned for the next segment, which will be all about optimizing nutrition for cellular health. Until then, be well and be empowered.